we are going to unbox my Roomba that my wonderful hubby got me here. It is the Roomba 677. And that's about all the info I got off the box there, so.
And I believe this model was only, or is only sold at Sam's Club and Kohl's, I think.
Okay.
I could be wrong. You have some cardboard.
Sweet. This says robot on it, iRobot.
You have an instruction manual.
That we'll probably throw out. Probably should read it, but yeah.
Batteries.
Batteries. What is that?
So this is the sensor that tells it to turn back. You get one of these per box unless you buy a higher end unit. So if you don't want it to go in a room or an area of a room, you set this up.
Okay. So that's like to go, that would go off across the stairwell.
No, this reads stairs.
Okay, that reads stairs.
It won't go downstairs. This is, let's say you didn't want it to go in the bathroom, but you didn't want to keep the door shut.
Okay.
You would put it across there.
Got you.
This is the charging station.
Okay. We didn't get the fancy model that has the dumping station or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can spend a whole ton of money on these things.
Power cord.
Power cord.
That appears to be an air filter.
Nope, yeah. That's what it looks like.
Well, actually it's pretty simple as far as the stuff in the box goes. It says that you're allowed to reprogram it if you're a programmer.
Oh.
It says we encourage that sort of thing.
That does not apply to us.
No.
So that's actually kind of bigger than I thought for some reason. I don't know. Tilt it. I guess that's what I thought it was. So there's the bristles, which look, you know, decent.
Yeah, so this is used to get the stuff along the corners of the walls.
Oh, okay.
And then this is the main one here.
Main bristle.
This looks like,
Oh, there's a filter in there too,
Yeah,
so that must be an extra filter that they sent.
yeah, so that appears to be maybe the reservoir for the garbage, for the dirt.
Ooh.
You know, this is where the book would come in handy. Anyway, so we wouldn't know what it does without reading the book, and you know,
Trying her out.
yeah, I would just, first thing I guess I'll do is plug it in.
So now this one, just looking on the box, it's supposed to be, you're supposed to be able to control it from your phone.
Yep, and from Alexa.
And from Alexa. And I don't know that it has necessarily any other special things about it. Like I said, it does not have there are those that have an automatic like dumping station. This does not. See if that pops open to see how big.
That's it.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see that.
Not really. It's not very big.
It's tiny.
So obviously you would be having to dump that all the time.
And based off of the little reviews that I read, you have to dump them after every use. And I guess honestly, if it was a heavy use,
It would be in between.
yeah.
Okay.
You know, and that's why you see them now having a dumping bin when they go back to their station.
Yeah.
But, you know, so originally we bought this just to the upstairs. So we're not upstairs all the time.
Which is where we are right now.
And so we're going to test it out on a floor that doesn't really get a whole lot of traffic. But you may put it elsewhere if it seems like
I might bounce it around and just see. It kind of all depends on how user-friendly it is too. So we shall find that out. Is that it?
Yeah, that's what's in the box.
Okay. And here's the culprit that creates all the hair.
So it says the first thing you do is plug in the docking station. You pull off the tab.
Which is...
Right there.
Right there.
And then plug it into the docking station. wait for 3 hours till it's fully charged, download the app, which comes with the App Store or the Google Play, and then hit clean or follow what the app says, or it says here you can push clean. And that should be it.
Sounds pretty simple.
Yeah.
We will be back once we get it running. Hey guys, it's Alicia. Today I am here to give my review on the Roomba 677. Now I have had this for just about 2 months and I have been using it basically every single day and I am loving it. So I just wanted to kind of go over some of the pluses and minuses, and there are a lot more pluses than there are minuses in my opinion, and just kind of tell you what I think of this robot vacuum. It has been just great as far as I'm concerned. First thing that I will talk about is the fact that it does a really good job picking up. I have a dog and she gets dog hair everywhere, and this thing picks it up really, really well. I was actually kind of surprised at just how good of a job it does picking up not only the pet hair, but just everything in general. It will do multiple passes over a section, and so it does a great job getting everything off of the floor. I guess one of the negatives would be that it kind of takes a while to clean a room because it doesn't go in like a lined pattern or anything like that. It kind of is just all over the place. So it kind of takes it a while to go over the room completely since it is kind of in a random pattern. Now, I don't know if that gets better if you just use it in one certain area, like if it learns the room a lot better and then therefore is more efficient in getting it clean faster. I have 3 levels to my house. I use this thing on all 3 levels. And that is one of the things I want to talk about. It has its little docking station where it charges and all that kind of stuff. I leave the docking station on this floor here, but I will take the Roomba on the other floors and it runs just fine on a different floor than its docking station is on. But again, I feel like if I only used it on the one floor, it would probably learn that floor a whole lot better. But I'm constantly moving it around from room to room to floor, which is probably confusing to it if it's trying to map out an area. So it does take a while, but it does get it done. And the battery life on this I think is pretty good. I have used it for probably 2.5 hours plus before the battery gets low and it needs to go back and be charged. If it is on the same level as its docking station, it will return and dock itself when it's getting low or if it's full. But overall, this thing is super easy to use. You can control it from just pushing the button, or it has Wi-Fi capability and you can control it from your phone. You can start, stop, schedule it, whatever you want to do with it from your phone. You can also control it from Alexa with just simply telling Alexa to start and stop or return, whatever the command is that you want the vacuum to do. Alexa, ask Roomba to start cleaning.
Okay, upstairs Roomba has started vacuuming.
And that has been really nice because it doesn't get any easier than just telling Alexa to start up the vacuum or stop the vacuum or return the vacuum, whatever it is that you want to do. So very nice feature there with the Wi-Fi. And with the app on the phone, which I use a lot, it will send you alerts when the vacuum gets stuck or it needs to be cleaned. It will also send you a notification letting you know that it has completed its job. It keeps track of the hours and everything. So the app is really kind of neat for this and I enjoy having that. A couple things I was worried about with this when I first got it was, is it gonna fall down the stairs? Well, it doesn't. It has the sensor in the front and that not only keeps it from kind of slamming into furniture. Now sometimes it will hit a little harder than others. Sometimes the sensor seems to work better in avoiding kind of collisions, but most of the time it works pretty well and it definitely works on the stairs. Once it comes to the stairs, it will sense that there's a drop off there and turn around. So that's been no problem. Another thing that I absolutely love about this thing is the virtual wall or little barriers that it has. Now it comes with one. I ended up getting more because I had several areas in my house where I wanted to keep it from going. One of the common things is to like put it next to your dog dish. It can either work as a circular barrier or a straight barrier. And both of them are very beneficial when you're trying to keep the Roomba from going places you don't want it to go. So I highly recommend getting those virtual barriers if you're gonna get one of these and you have areas you wanna keep it out of. As far as going from carpet to hardwood to tile, whatever, it does really great with that. It transitions very smoothly. It has no problem on any type of surface that I've seen so far. So that has been really good too. It has the little spinning brush, and that makes the edge cleaning really effective. From what I've seen, it does a really good job cleaning around the edges as well as the rest of the space. Now it will get under and around furniture pretty easily. I have had some issues with it getting stuck under certain things, and that is where having those barriers is an effective tool, because you can use one of those barriers for stuff like that where it's getting caught under like my entertainment system here. We can just put a barrier and that will just keep it from going under there and getting stuck. Now, as far as things like cords and stuff, it seems to go over cords really well. I've only had it get caught a couple times. Most of the time it'll just kind of navigate over the cords pretty easily. So a couple of things that are negative about it, because I think I've pretty much said all positive so far, because again, my overall opinion of it is positive. But one of the things that I have noticed, and I've also heard other people say, is that it is kind of loud. But then again, it's a vacuum. Vacuums are not quiet, so you can't exactly expect it to be quiet, being that it's a vacuum. Another thing that is kind of a negative, but also I don't know how else you would do it, is the dustbin or the refuse area is kind of small. If you're not using this on a fairly regular basis, it's gonna get filled up pretty quickly. Now I use mine basically every day, and so that's not really an issue, but if I was only to use it a couple times a week or something like that, I don't think it'd get very far before it needed to be dumped. I don't know how they would make it any different, to be honest, because there's only so much size, there's only so much space in this thing to have for dustbin. Another negative is, and I did kind of touch on this earlier, it will get stuck at times, and that is kind of annoying. It's interesting how sometimes it won't get stuck at all, and then other times it will seem like it gets stuck over and over and over again. And that is one reason why I tend to only run this when I'm home, because if it's gonna get stuck, I want to be here to get it unstuck. But you can absolutely control this thing from your phone. Like I said earlier, you don't have to be home when it's going. You can turn it on, stop it, whatever, remotely. But again, the problem with that is if it gets stuck, you're not there to get it unstuck. Now on this, it has a clean button, which obviously you push to clean if you're doing it manually and not remotely. It also has a docking button, which you push if you want it to go back to its dock before it's going to. It will normally not go back to the docking station unless it has completed the job. But if you want to send it back early or whatever, the docking button. And then the last button on it is the spot button. And this is kind of just like a higher suctioned cleaning mode. And what it does is it will clean like in a 3-foot diameter. It kind of just circles around and around and around in that specific area. And it's vacuuming at, I guess, a higher suction rate. I'm not totally sure on that, but that's how I understand how that feature works. And that's not something that I ever use. So again, I'm not super familiar with it, but that's what that is supposed to be. All in all, I think this vacuum is awesome. I wish I would have gotten one years ago. It has made my life a whole lot easier. There's nothing better than just pushing a button on a vacuum and letting it go. Now, obviously you have to make sure your space that you're cleaning has been picked up, or else you're gonna be having some issues. But still, I can be having this thing going in another room while I'm doing something else, and it feels like I'm getting double the stuff done at one time. So I absolutely love this thing. We have talked about getting another one, but honestly, I don't really think I need it. I just moved this one from floor to floor. And like I said, it works great that way. I thought at first you had to have it on the same floor as the docking station, but you absolutely do not. All in all, definitely highly recommend this vacuum. It is awesome. If there's anything that I didn't cover and you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I will try to answer them. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you on the next one.